Hello everyone and welcome to Conversations That Matter, a short 5-part series where we're exploring the content and context of business interactions. I'm Lewis Richardson and I'm going to serve as your guide as we take a closer and curious look at what we tend to do instinctively and how we can possibly do it better. For the next few minutes we're going to build off the interest we've achieved through our introductory conversation and work with the customer in a discovery conversation. Whereas the belief goal of the introductory conversation was interest, the belief goal for our discovery conversation is relevance. This is an interaction where both you and the prospect are discovering something. You want the customer to become aware of what you are suggesting while at the same time you're coaching and listening for the customer's situation, their perceived needs and their aspirations. If you can take these two things, your offer and their needs, and you can show how they align, you have relevance. Now, I worked with a gentleman who had an amazing ability to demonstrate software. He could build demonstration scenarios that would allow him to answer emails, schedule flights, negotiate seating arrangements, bid on hotels, all while simultaneously working on his business calendar, posting to a social network, and writing a memo. It was interesting to watch him perform, but I told him once, what you're doing is like a guy walking a tightrope across Niagara Falls juggling fiery swords. It's interesting, but I can't imagine myself doing it. For me, it wasn't relevant. You have to know where the alignment happens. If you know that ahead of time, or suspect you know, this conversation is where you explore that. And if you don't know the alignment, this is where you explore various points and engage with the customer to determine those areas that resonate with them. Discovery conversations can take some time and may take multiple interactions. But if it seems hard to find that point of relevance, don't move on and just try to sell them what you have. Who knows? Maybe you can get some kind of sale, but it will likely end in tears. Relevance is required for a win-win. Now, it's possible that the relevance you can imagine is not something they're considering. Sure, in fact, the solutions we offer may be ahead of what is commonplace in the market and in the minds of our prospects. And at those times, you use the discovery conversation to begin casting a vision for what could be. It's a time where you can test these new ideas to see if they're resonating. And again, if they can't see the relevance, if they can't see themselves in the solution, keep pitching and discovering until that happens. And you may have already figured out that your first engagement with a customer may start with an introductory conversation followed immediately by your discovery conversation. It may be all in one session or one presentation, and that's fine. Just don't forget the order and the importance of each step. Interest, then relevance. And if you think about the introductory conversation as answering the question why, you can consider the discovery conversation as answering the question what. What will this mean to the way we work? What might we be able to do? These interactions will likely come as hour-long presentations where you've been invited to introduce what you have to offer. Where the introduction can often be done primarily as a narrative, discovery usually will use visuals. Seeing something, even a short demo video or images that enforce the ideas you're presenting, can help spark a person's ability to consider new things. When doing discovery, you want to remain curious. During these interactions, I'd like to embed questions that can possibly start some dialogue. Avoid binary questions like, how many of you know of a time when a data transformation project failed? People can raise their hands. Binary. Instead, propose, I want you to remember a time when you were working on a data transformation project that was going badly. What was that like? Did you see something others just seemed to be missing? If you can get people to answer that question, then you have an opening to play further. Can you share what happened? Now you're discovering something. If you can get them to answer your question by telling you a story, that will lead to an opportunity for you to reshape the story so they discover something new, like saying, that had to be hard on you and your team, and think about what a difference would be if you could. And then you insert the value of the solution. If they can see themselves in the new story you've told, you've achieved relevance. So you've got them interested and shown relevance. Now it's on to your imagining conversation, which we'll cover next time. But until then, take a few minutes, go to the workbook page for this session. Hopefully it'll stretch you into considering things you've heard or said and hopefully prompt you to list specific actions you can take to build and deliver relevant discovery conversations. I hope you're enjoying these sessions and we'll welcome your comments and feedback.